Hello and welcome back everyone to what I think is going to be our final episode of this map of Caesarean Sardis. Sorry for the delay of a couple days here on the recording. I had some other things to do in real life. I've been working on my main channel here for YouTube as well for Roman history stuff, so fear not, the content continues, and hopefully today we finish the first map we're doing for the channel. That'd be great, and we'll be moving on to another one. Last time, we got quite a bit done. We got our patricians evolved to 3x3 palaces here, and you can see they're doing fine right here. Got all the stuff they could ever need. We added some blocks here. Well, I guess we added one block. These two, I think, were already here last time, or at least this one was. And we, for sure now, have more than enough plebs to meet our goal. We have available capacity of 10,156, so that's 156 more than we need. So where is the issue here for us? Well, the issue right now is prosperity. Prosperity is going to be our kind of pain point right here. So we decided to level up our original block here, and so we've got them up to medium insulae. And we've also added infrastructure here so we could potentially level up these guys. Now, as it stands, our our max prosperity level is 90, and we need 95, so we're pretty close. The way we could do this, well, there's a couple ways we could do this. We could start moving furniture and pottery over here. Leveling these guys up would for sure do it. Getting these guys up to Grand Insulae might also provide the effect that we need. So right now they're medium. Getting them up to large or grand would be a huge boost for the city. We'll try to get these up to Grand Insulae first, and then if we need to, we'll go ahead and level up these guys over here. We can start importing the, not importing, but shuttling over the furniture and pottery we're going to need to accomplish that goal. In fact, let's actually make sure that we are accepting pottery and furniture. Let's move it down to 8 apiece. And let's also make sure that we have a Temple of Mercury on each one. We have one up here, but we do not have one down here. There we go. Now, I have 2 markets on this one because we were having some difficulty with food here. But I dropped one all the way over here, which is kind of inefficient, but that's okay. We can set up a second market for these guys for pottery and furniture if we need to. We are invasion imminent. In fact, I was kind of waiting to get invaded last time, but it didn't come, so we should be getting invaded any second here. Over at our furniture production and our pottery, you can see that we're not selling nearly as much timber anymore, and we also have quite a bit of unemployment. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more... not pottery. We're going to get a couple more furniture workshops, or IKEAs, however you want to call them. There's one. Let's get one more right here. There you go. Furniture. Just so we have a nice constant flow. The pottery we're importing, so they're always dropping off 16 here, and that's fine. But the furniture, I just want to make sure we're always doing good with. Let's go ahead and set up our cart pushers, I think. Even though this is going to be... well... oh, I think that's going to be enough there. We might as well level up the others. Another thing we can do is we can start adding out like farms, things like that. Just things for jobs. Because... really... high unemployment in this game, just like in real life, is not attractive to the people. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over here too. I don't think we're going to need them, but... you know what I should do is I should just make a legionary camp or some sort of infantry right here so there's an immediate response that we can get. Either way, these guys are gathering here, so we get some free shots at him, which is nice. Let's go ahead and move these guys up here. Move these guys up here. We can start throwing our javelins at him. And we'll let them just kind of slowly go through the palisades here. You can see they're wasting so much time here that it's just it's pretty easy to deal with. There we go. Nice, they've been booted out of our territory. You love to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and go to my military advisor and tell everyone to return home. And we are invasion imminent once again, so we're going to be getting invaded very soon again. It's not the best. Let's go Palisade. I've got one here. And then I think we got rid of those, so let's do that. And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and get a fort, an infantry fort right here, I suppose. So it's, just so we have someone close by. Alright, we were... Oh. Speak of the devil. It's a very fast initial initial push. Let's get you got this over here. Let's have our cavalry try to soak up some hits. Get these guys up here. These guys are going back on this way, that's fine. This is a pretty small invasion here. Are we going to be invasion imminent again? Is this going to be one of those things where we're getting invaded a bunch of times? No, okay, good. Okay, that's fine. A little baby invasion there, nothing to worry about. Alright. Now we're starting to collect some oil here, as you can see. That's what we want. So, let's go ahead and allow our market here. I think this is... ooh, we have some starvation going on here. That's not good. We're having a bit of a food issue. And I think what I'm going to do to alleviate this... Well, let's go to oil here. And then you are just doing fruit. Let's make sure we have enough fruit. This should be enough fruit. I don't think we should be short any fruit. But, you know, we can add some more... We can add some more farms. It's not a big deal. We have the population for it. So why not? Let's get fruit, fruit, fruit here. It's 3 more. Can I fit one here? No. Could get one right here as well, and then we could road this baby out like that. And then I'm probably gonna do, well, this might be overkill. Well, maybe not, because we're gonna expand out this way anyway. We might as well just roadblock this and then add our engineer and prefecture down here for this area. That should be fine. You can see these guys are starting to level up, but the starvation ain't good. We don't like that one bit. These guys are both set to start getting fruit out to these guys, so 2 markets doing fruit shouldn't be a big issue. We should always be able to get fruit out to the people here. I think it's just a matter of this being a bit slow. So, how do we want to resolve this? Well, I think what I'm going to do is add another granary up here. Granary, excuse me. And just start shipping for these farms, because they're pretty far away. We can just ship things over here. So let's do that. Let's do... Where do we want to drop our granary? And where do we want to drop our bridge, too? We can get a low bridge here. We could get one here. We'd have to move this thing. We'd have to delete this so we can get down here, but that's a possibility. Ceres is upset. That's not good. Let's get a small temple to Ceres. This over here is just fine. And let's get... Let's see, let's delete you guys. Let's get a couple more fruit farms here. And assuming we get a bridge right here. Let's just do that right now. Then I might as well get a granary right here. We can road this up. Like that. Actually, you know what? I don't like that. Let's do this. And then, this is a little bit too far, so let's make sure we're doing that instead. I mean, this wasn't touching the road. The farm wasn't touching the road there, and that was the issue. And then let's also get this going here. Let's turn off all the boys here, and we're just going to be getting fruit. Oops, that is fish, Chad. Let's click on the right buttons. There we go. What are we doing here? Okay, good. And let's get our cart pusher, cart depot. We're going to be doing fruit from granary 24 to granary number 3. So let's turn that on. Fruit 24 to 3. There we go. And that should help enough here, because now these guys have a much quicker route to get to the granary they need to get to. And then our ox can just push it over right here. We have the available plebs to just add a bunch of farms here, and we'll need the jobs anyway, so let's do that. Let's just add farms willy-nilly, because why not? Why not? Get one here. One here. And we'll go up like this. Okay, is this going to reach all the way over? Oh, it does. Wow. Okay. All right. We can actually cut this off here. We don't need it to go that far. Okay, so that provided a few jobs. It's going to help out. These guys are still starving here, which is not good, but at least these two up here figure themselves out a bit. We're up to large insulate here. They would need a little bit more entertainment to get to grand insulate, but we'll get there. Now, I'm going to sip my coffee here. You can see some of them are devolving, so they're definitely losing out on food, I believe. Maybe it is the furniture. We'll see. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's go ahead and add pottery and furniture here. And I'll go ahead and get another... I'm going to go ahead and get another market here. I don't think I need this. I think we're just having a bit of a growing pains here. But I'd rather just have it ready to go. And just have a dedicated food market, you know what I mean? And that should be enough to take care of this. It'll sort itself out for sure. Alright, now let's go ahead and add our cart depots over here as well. We need 2 of them, so we'll get 1 and 2. And we're going to be bringing furniture and pottery to 23, and that's coming from 14, so 14 to 23. So this big guy over here, we're going to get him to do our pottery. Let's see. Destination is less than... Well, you know, always is fine, because they're set at 8 anyway. Let's see. Maybe I should. Maybe I should micromanage it a bit more. Was it 14 to 23, I think it was? And... oh, I forgot to set that to furniture. There we go. 14 to 23. Am I tripping? Was this 13? No, it was 14. Okay. Okay. So, slowly but surely this is going to fill up. And then we can take care of things over here as well. Alright. We still need more jobs. And you know what we never got? We never got a charioteer. How dare we? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get a charioteer. I'll just drag them and drop them right over here. Why not? Why not? Why not? These guys over here are doing fine, it looks like. And what do I want to do to satisfy these jobs? I could spam out buildings. You know, I could do something like just build a bunch of libraries, and I might do that. That's a way to do it. Sometimes I do that if I'm feeling particularly lazy. Let's, what did I want to look at here? I wanted to look at the gods. Here we go. Everyone's indifferent except for Mercury. So let's get some more large temples. And because we have everything right over here, we can just do our large temple block right here. So large temple, I'll do Ceres, Neptune, and then we'll skip Mercury, and then Mars, Venus. And let's just make sure we have our guys running over here so they don't burn down. That should be more than enough. And then you know what we should not be doing is we should not be bringing too much marble over here anymore. So let's... oh, there's... oh, that's right. We have our first hippodrome race, even though you've seen it running around. You've seen them running around over here the whole time, but technically they don't race, I think, until you get your chariot maker. It is a cloudy day here in Kyoto, I tell you. Yesterday we had some fantastic weather. I went out, my wife and I went out, and we enjoyed a couple of burgers. We went to Shake Shack in downtown. When you live in Japan and you go to Shake Shack to eat American food, why would you eat American food if you live in Japan? I can't tell you how many times I get those questions. It's such a strange line of questioning for me, but... yes, I've lived here for nigh on 8 years, and I, in fact, do enjoy eating good old American food sometimes. I don't want to eat the same food every single day, despite living in Japan. I know it's shocking for some people, but that is the truth. Okay, you know what we needed to do here? We needed to move the marble to Warehouse 2. This one is the problem. Let's do that. And let's go ahead and we might as well farm this stuff up too. There we go. Let's get... probably making you guys sick with how much I'm moving this camera around. I'm sorry about that. Just gonna move these guys out of the way. Move this out of here. And then up here... how do we want to do this? Let's get... see, we got plenty of olives over here. Actually, we have pretty much plenty of everything we need right here. So at this point, remember, it's just about getting jobs. So let's go ahead and get a road right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go up this way with it, I suppose. And we'll get a granary. 1, 2, 3. We could, maybe we shouldn't put it there. We'll get it right down here. And we'll get some fruit farms here. Like that. And we'll get some guys to monitor the area, so nothing burns down. Go ahead and accept fruit here. Where do we want to ship this off to? This should be taken care of now. You can see we only have one more tent down here that's causing trouble, and that should go away soon. And it looks like we're pretty good over here as well. In fact, yeah, we always have fruit waiting to come in. We have our furniture and pottery now arriving into this warehouse. I don't know if I turn this on or off. Okay, that's not turned on. That's not turned on. Okay. We could level these guys up too. So we have some fruit here that we don't really have a place to send it in particular that absolutely needs it. It looks like, yeah, we added the, I forgot we added these fruit farms up here as well. Whoop, we hit 10,000 plebs. That was a little notification that I clicked off of instantly on accident. So we've reached that goal. So let's just send it over to this one. This is the only one that's not constantly full, so we'll send it to Granary 3. So 25 to 3. Let's go Cart Depot. And this is fruit. 25 to 3. That'll just be our little extra that we're doing here. And I think what I'm going to do to solve the problem of housing, or rather of plebs, since we do have just an excess of plebs, is I will do the good old library tactic. Alright, it looks like our issue has finished here, or has resolved itself when it comes to starving plebs, which is good. This puts us at, what does this put it at? 92 prosperity. I have enough plebs where I can start getting rid of a couple houses here if I wanted to. If it comes to that, I will. Alright, let's go ahead and add... I'm just going to add a ton of libraries. Libraries take 20 employment each. And it's a little cheesy and cheap, but I don't need to develop my infrastructure anymore. I've got plenty of money. I don't need really any more food. That's all taken care of. There we go. We got that unemployment down to 4%. 2% now, even better. So hopefully that shakes off the last of our issues here. Now, one thing I could do, which I might, is add another farm here. Or not a farm, but a olive farm. Olive farm. I don't know why that sounds weird to me. An olives farm, that is correct. I don't know why I doubted myself there. And we can get a couple more oil makers right here. This is definitely overkill, but it's alright. Alright, and then that might actually be... Oh no, our prosperity went down to 91. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to allow one of these blocks to level up. And I think it's going to be these guys, perhaps. So I'm going to get a second market here. We'll put it right down there. And this is going to be for pottery. Oops, not oil. Pottery and furniture. There we go. We'll add a Amphitheater. Drop it right up here. That's fine. And we could get rid of something here and add like an actor's colony or an arena, not an arena, whatchamacallit, a gladiator school somewhere around right here. That'd be fine too. If we need to do it, we'll do that. But these guys should level up. Yeah, you can see them going up here. And that might be enough by itself. We'll see. Supplies of oil. Okay, yeah. We had to send out a lot of oil, so there's a bit of an oil shortage here. But that should be enough. Let's take another sip of coffee. I'm telling you. There's nothing like a good cup of joe in the morning. I never used to drink coffee. It probably wasn't until I was like halfway through college that I started drinking it a little bit, and even then it was pretty sparingly. And then I met my wife, and my wife was a big coffee drinker. She'd always want to go out to a cafe or check out in Japan, they're called a kisaten, or kisa, like a Japanese-style cafe. There's actually one very close to where we live that we frequent. It's kind of a mom-and-pop shop. It's a husband and wife who owns it, who are about the same age as me and my wife, so... we go there a lot, and since then, I just, couldn't get enough. Just drinking coffee all the time. Alright, these guys leveled up pretty nicely here. Let's go ahead and check our prosperity. Oops. It was 97. Okay, yeah, we're more than enough. We can get rid of some housing here if we need to as well. But we should be fine. Gods are going to be happy now. I think we finished all these, yeah. So let's check the gods. Yeah, everyone except for Mercury. Mercury is displeased, of all people. So I'm going to go ahead and get a large temple to Mercury here. Despite him having a grand temple there, he is seemingly very upset with me, so... I apologize, Mercury. I did not mean to displease you. It's funny, so I don't know if you guys remember the very first episode we did of this map. Everyone wanted timber, right? We were selling hundreds of units of timber per year, but now if we go to our trade map, you can see how that's evolved. So our original trade route, which I think was Marina? Maybe it was Ephesus, one of the two. This is down to just 10 timber a year. 10 timber a year. 20. This one up here, Byzantium, I don't even think buys timber. Yeah, so that's just 40 a year now that we're selling. It's the complete opposite situation we were in before. And that's, I think, a very good tool for map makers to use. If you're playing Caesar 3 and you want to try out making a map, I think this is a great thing to include in your maps. Instead of just having like one thing that your player is going to do for their economy the whole way through, you want to kind of push them to explore other things. And as you push them from, basic resources to more complex resources, maybe that makes them open up a new area of the map. In this case, we didn't really have to open up a new area of the map to, get our oil and wine making. This was already here and ready to go, but you can creatively use things like, trees or wolves if you're on a northern map, or, other barricades, barbarian huts and camps where you need missionaries that block some certain things. What blew up over here? Aha! Really? Oh, you know what? I totally forgot we even built this back here. I didn't even extend the road. It's alright. Don't worry about making mistakes, guys. There's nothing more human than making mistakes. We'll get another fruit farm here. Why not get two? Why not? And then we'll put out these fires. Hopefully they don't spread. There we go. One more to go. Don't leave this one hanging, boys. Come on now. There he is. He's having to go around the long way. That's alright. As I was saying, though, just, starting with one major point in your economy and then, moving away from it, I think is a fantastic thing to do. It's very kind of real to life as well. You might focus like on wheat or fruit or meat, like an agricultural economy for a long time. And then push yourself into a more complex economy. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it's around gold. There's plenty of maps like that too, where you just, gold is one of those things where, you know, it's an easy resource, right? It's a raw resource. You just need your gold mines. But gold mines take a huge amount of plebs, and they mine really slowly. So it's one of those things where you can't go into it too early, or else you're gonna find yourself in a bit of trouble, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get some highways here. So all these examples I'm giving are examples that are actually already in the game. In more ways than one, and all of them via Fairbuy maps as well. The map maker, Fairbuy, for this one, I talked to him quite frequently in Discord and other places, and I've tested some of his maps before, including his most recent one, but it's funny to talk to certain map makers and see, you know, what their thought process is on different kind of aspects and how they create things. You know, there's quite a few map makers, and they all create different things. You know, some of them create very aesthetic maps. You know, they're gorgeous. Some of them are all about like a puzzle. They're like puzzle maps. They're very complex. They're extremely frustrating, but you know, there's something out there for everyone, which is a lot of fun. We're at 85 and 95 prosperity now. I think it wouldn't hurt if we just bumped up our speed, because I don't think there's anything else we're really wanting to do. Yeah, 98 prosperity now. We're super high on pretty much everything. Another way we could have done this is we could have made enough room here for 4x4 patricians. That would have been probably the easier way to do this. So we wouldn't have had to level up these guys really much, if at all. 4x4 patricians are kind of the last step here. Usually, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm in such a need for space. Space is coming at such a premium that my brain just kind of defaults to getting 3x3s now. It's not a good thing to default to, but 3x3s, especially with if you have a lower population count. Like if my goal was 8,000, then that would be, of course, much easier to do. We are way high on plebs now, so I'm going to get rid of a few of these houses. Let's get rid of 3 of them. Do not need this many plebs in my city. Get them out of here. Send them off somewhere else. We are invasion imminent, or enemies distant, excuse me, so we will be an invasion imminent, but I think we can win before that. So let's zoom out. I'll go ahead and speed it up here. Set it to 100% speed. Let's have it go a little bit faster, and we can watch that prosperity meter tick up a bit. And we can talk a little bit about the map. I think I've said this before, but all in all, I think if you're just coming into custom maps in the Augustus mod, maybe you feel very comfortable with the vanilla campaign and you're wanting a bigger challenge, this map, Caesarean Sardis, is a fantastic starting point that'll kind of teach you some of the basics of custom maps and rules, you know, because like in this map in particular, there were some special rules for us set out, and these are rules that can't be enforced in the engine. You know what I mean? Like the map maker can't stop you from building marble quarries on fault lines. You know what I mean? That's always an option. But he says in the briefing, he's like, you know, this is not allowed. And so that's, I know it's an honor system thing. You know, you don't have to follow that rule, but that's kind of a thing you'll see a lot in maps like this, is you'll see a restriction placed on you by the map maker and you're trying to follow that. Or you'll see bonus objectives. He's like, you know, you don't have to do this certain thing, but if you want a challenge, you can fulfill this as a bonus objective, and it just makes it a lot more fun. Well, I shouldn't say it always makes it a lot more fun. Sometimes it makes it a pain in the butt. But you know what? Sometimes that's okay. It's okay to get frustrated once in a while. But yeah, this is what a completed city looks like in terms of the objectives. Of course, you could add a lot more here. You know what I mean? If you're the kind of guy who wants to really enjoy the city builder experience and make it a complete Roman metropolis, you know, you could add more blocks right here. You could add a lot more desirability structures and just kind of make sure there's no unused space. You could add a second patrician district, you know what I mean? You could completely use every space of farmland and make sure you're just selling all the time. Like in our case, like we can't even sell, even with this amount of infrastructure we have, we can't even we can't even sell everything we got. You can see we're at 146,000 denarii right now. We're having no trouble. Yeah, look at all that stuff we're selling right now. And you know, that's the kind of fun too for some people, is because some people just they don't care so much about the objectives. Uh-oh. Speaking of objectives, plague in the city. That's not good. I think we're going to probably ignore this, but let's go ahead and add another doctor. We'll add 2 more doctors. Why not? Start fumigating those houses. Fumigating those plebs. Minus 207 employment. Okay, let's go ahead and add too many plebs died of the plague. You can see it's happening over here as well. Gotta get rid of some of these. Health is its own thing that you probably will go through most maps, in fact, probably the entire campaign, without ever thinking about health. The proper solution here for me would be to build some, like a mausoleum. I think I have one here. A large mausoleum, some other health-related structures. That would help out. But, yeah. You know, I think we're going to win this regardless. Let's go ahead and just check prosperity. Yeah, our prosperity level is 100. Or rather, our max prosperity is 100. So we'll let this sort itself out. We have plebs coming in to fill in the gaps of those who died in the plague. Rip plebs. Actually, that did hurt our population quite a bit, didn't it? Damn, we lost like 1,000 or 1,200 plebs to that plague. I wonder if they changed plagues. I feel like that didn't used to be so much of the thing. Let's go ahead and check our 10,000. Okay, yeah, available capacity is 1,153. So we have a lot of available capacity here. Alright, I'm going to just go ahead and add some doctors here and there. Just so everyone has access to health. This is not the most efficient way to do this, but that's okay. We could get a... What are they under here? They're not under health. Here we go. Mausoleum. We could get another mausoleum here. We get like a small mausoleum here. I think they just need marble, yeah. And I think that helps with global health. There is a kind of a hidden stat called global health that makes sure you don't get plagues and things like that. We could also add hospitals in some of these blocks. That would help too. And like I said, you could go through the entire campaign without even realizing that that's a thing, because it never really comes up in the vanilla campaign until you're at higher pleb amounts with more complex housing. But it can kill a lot of plebs really fast, which is pretty cool. It's a way for you to get rid of plebs if you don't want them. It looks like we are going to have to fight another invasion here. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a bit so we have more of our new plebs, our fresh plebs, move in here, and we can get to that invasion, and hopefully we can get this population number up and win this map. That would be nice. We got the small mausoleum done down here. So hopefully that provides us with what we need. There we go. Looks like we got everyone moving in here. Our prosperity is up to 100 now, so now it's population. This is a frequent occurrence at the end of maps. You might have an event that causes a bit of issues, but fear not. There's always a solution. We'll see what comes first, my population or the invasion. What do you guys think? We need 130 more people. Now less than 100. We're gonna end up fighting this invasion and we're gonna get our victory screen. That's okay too. Ooh, we're almost there. 30 more, 20 more, 15 more, 10 more. Ooh, looks like we went down a little bit. Ah. Barbarians came first. It's alright, fear not. Go ahead and send these guys over. Ooh. We'll go ahead and play this out. Let me pause it real quick. I gotta get a little bit better with my mouse accuracy here. Send that. We'll send this. I don't think we're gonna need all these guys, but we might as well. Send the whole group. Oh, there's our victory screen. So, we finished on a barbarian invasion. I'm actually gonna continue for 2 more years so we can finish this invasion. But we got our victory. But I just don't like having a victory with barbarians on my map. We gotta get them out of here. Look at all these guys. There's so many of them. This is a beefy invasion, isn't it? Look at all these guys. Holy moly. Starting to tear down my towers. Got 3 of them so far. Let's get you up here. And you guys can come up here. There we go. They're starting to run backwards, you can see them here. It's a nice juicy invasion to finish off the map. And we're asked for timber. How dare you, Fairbuy? How dare you spam us with timber requests here? Alright. Send our guys back. There we go. Now that the invasion is done, we'll send off the timber. Let's zoom out again. So what was our game plan here? You can kind of see I set out a very simple game plan for beating maps. This is usually kind of the way I approach maps. You find a nice location for a first block. You set out, you know, your initial economy somewhere. In this case, we put it right at the front of the map. This is a very easy one to set up. There's a very kind of clear area where it's like, okay, you know, put your stuff here. You know, technically, I guess you could put a block here if you can. You could have put a reservoir here, and that would have reached up here to get your fountains, and you could have put a block here. I think this was a fine place for a first block, and this, you know, you just want to have a lot available. You want to have a decent amount of room available for your economy. We set up our economy, and then we set up food here. We got our gods going and everything like that pretty early on, and then from there, just slowly but surely, as we had money, we opened up new trade routes. When invasions started to close in, we added military, and we just, as we were able to do things, we did them. So if you're new to this and you're getting a little bit overwhelmed, you don't want to try to do everything at once. Just kind of want to do what your economy allows you to do with respect to your military situation as well. In the case of most military maps, the vanilla campaign has some exceptions to this, but you don't have to feel pressure to add military structures until your enemy's distant, or even enemies closing. Sometimes I wait until it's enemies closing, then I'm like, okay, let's get a couple forts. So let's get 1 or 2 javelin forts, and that's almost always enough to you know, thwart your first invasions. And then once those are set up, you feel a little bit more secure in your borders. You just go back. You're like, okay, who can we trade with now? Always be looking at your trade map. Who can I open up trade with? How can I make more money? Because remember, once your money situation is taken care of, everything else is just easy for you to think about and take your time with. If you're having trouble with money, then you don't want to be adding a lot more stuff, because that's going to be taking all your treasury. And that's a problem. You don't want to be out of cash. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll zoom out here so you can see the whole map. our wonderful Caesarean Sardis. I'll unpause it so you can see the little plebs moving around. Not the best use of space, you know, you could always make this much more efficient than I did, but it's good enough to win the map, and that's all you need to do. As long as you're winning, then you've done it right. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll pick out a new map to do for the next set of episodes, and I'll get to uploading those in a few days. Get started. If you liked them, you can leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel. And you can also follow on Twitch if you enjoy watching, you know, city builders or strategy games at twitch.tv/authorvalentine. So thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.